Alright, here we go with a Modern Masters draft. Testing for Worlds. I'm Shaun McLaren, by the way. Alright, this pack has Spectral Procession in it. Has a very good card. The green-white tokens archetype is fairly strong. That's where it's best in. There are a few other places it could fit, like, any white deck, but could also fit in Affinity, just as a good card. Other than that, there's not that much that's exciting. There's a Blinding Soul Eater, Tribal Flames, Sickle Slicer is pretty good too. There's this thing which has a lot of text, but yeah, Spectral Possession, best card in the pack, so we shall take it. There's a Swiftblade and a Skirmisher, which would actually also work with the Spectral Procession and red-white double strike, but also a Chimeric Mass, which is good and fits in any deck. It would fit in a tokens deck, although not necessarily be excellent in it. It would fit in our artifact deck if we ended up drafting Affinity, and it'll basically go in any deck, so I think we'll take it. Keep these in mind just in case we want to do something with them. Okay, there's a Dispatch for the Affinity plan. Burst Lightning, still in the pack, pretty good. Possibly some Tarmogoyfs picked over it. I guess the Dispatch was the foil, so there couldn't have been a foil Tarmogoyf. There's Scatter the Seeds. We're kind of choosing right now. Like, basically the three archetypes I talked about, we could pick a card for them. The double strike, the tokens, or the Affinity plan. I think I just want to go Scatter the Seeds, because that's gonna be the best home for Spectral Procession. But it could be wrong. Maybe just take the Burst Lightning because it's the most generally powerful card in the pack. Alright, there's Argent Sphinx for the Affinity plan. And this pack is not really great for these two cards. There is Rampant Growth, though, if we did want to sort of stick with the green over the Argent Sphinx. I think that's the picks. Grim Affliction's also good, and yeah, there's some Spirits, I guess, which Spectral Possession could also go in. I'm kind of inclined to take the Rampant Growth, since it's good with Spectral Procession. Go and Scatter the Seeds. I'm just gonna take that over the Sphinx. Alright, another Rampant Growth. If I take the foil, it messes up our symmetry. I'm gonna have a foil and a non-foil. What else is in the pack? Reassembling Skeleton is actually phenomenal in the tokens decks with like Bone Splinters. It's possible, could see an argument for taking Reassembling Skeleton. There's not really anything else we want, though. I think I'll just go with the Rampant Growth. Okay, here we've got Tamir Guildmage, Dread Drone, Vite, and a Crusher. I'm liking these rampant growths. They go well with our other cards. Not sure what we want from this pack though. Might just go with the Dread Drone and be open to going black-green. All Sun's Dawn. Also spread the sickness. It's kind of more of a signal that black is much more open than white. We haven't seen really any white this pack. Yeah, that seems like the pick. Alright, Grim Affliction. This is kind of like a 6 mana Scatter the Seeds if you don't have any white. So we might end up playing it if we get like, or splashing it, splashing Spectral Procession. What else is in this pack? Some unexciting cards and Grim Affliction being the best. What does this do? Shrivel, which is good against us. Simic Growth Chamber, which we could possibly end up playing if we were to splash blue, or just if it was our only bounce land, we might consider playing it. I think I'll go with the Simic Growth Chamber here. Okay, there's Mana Leak and Blood Throne, which fits in with our theme. Blood Throne usually isn't really all that exciting, even in a tokens deck, but we'll go with it. Oh, Bone Splinters is great. That's excellent. And there's a Phalanx and a Gnarlid pack. It's really only the only white we've seen. I think I'll just go with the Gnarlid pack. Alright. Kind of want all these cards equally, not very much. I want all these cards equally, not very much. Let's just take the Shrivel, whatever. Okay, Plummet's a great sideboard card. Lots of great sideboard cards in this set. This deck is kind of lacking power, but the synergies are starting to develop. Ooh, Noble Hierarch. Uh, 7.5 tickets. It's also ooh, this allows us to cast our Spectral Procession, and actually fits on our deck nicely. There's also Scattered Seeds, which we could possibly wheel, and also a Rot Farm we would like in the deck. Other than that, this pack is not that exciting for us. So yeah, let's go with that guy. Okay, Root Canal fits the theme, but isn't very powerful. There's also Burst Lightning, Kavu Primarch, which is probably just going to be worse than the Root Canal. Dimir Guildmage is really unexciting when you can't cast the blue half, but we do have 2 ways to potentially activate it. Root Canal is actually reasonable, I guess. Just go with it. Okay. Necrogenesis is good late game. If we are lacking in that department, which right now we are very happy to have Necrogenesis, honestly, out of this unexciting pack otherwise for us. It's gonna give us some late game inevitability. Do we want a second one is the question. Out of another unexciting pack, there is Primarch and really nothing else for us. Tezzeret's Gambit, but yeah, not really that much to proliferate. There's like Gnarlid Pack and Chimeric Mass right now. Let's 2 Necrogenesis, sure. Oh boy, now here's the cards we were looking for. There's Rusalka and Scion of the Wild. We definitely want as many Scion of the Wilds as we can get our mitts on. What else? Restless Apparition going pretty late. A great card. And Darksteel is also great in this archetype, since it's going to pump up all our little guys. But I think we just want the Scion, since we don't have any yet, and it's excellent. Ooh, I have Ugin. This pack sucks. There's Thrive, which you basically want approximately 0 of. It's not that exciting ever. And yeah, Commune with Nature. We have 6 creatures. Yeah, this pack is just nothing for us. There's like Sign in Blood, which we might end up playing or splashing. Oh boy, another Scion. There's also Grim Affliction, but I think we just want the Scion, since it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Here we have Sigil's Blessing, which would be good if we were actually in white. Could easily splash white though again. But there's also Dread Drone, which is starting to look pretty fantastic in our deck. I mean, it's pumping up Scions and ramping us. I think I'm just going to take the Dread Drone. Okay, Deathmark is a good sideboard card. There's also Shrivel and a Grasp if we do end up splashing. But yeah, Deathmark is just great. Primarch. There's also Bloodthirst Vampire. Again, not a big fan. But Primarch's good. Plummet. I would prefer that over something unexciting like Kite Sail. Sure. Okay. Not exactly sure how good Sigil's Blessing is. I might regret that pick a little bit. It's kind of like a mini overrun style effect. This deck's looking great now. We've got a decent amount of removal and blown blown out splinters and spread the sickness. Grim Affliction as well. We got our meat of the deck in Scion of the Wild. Got our plenty of late game. Tezzeret the Seeker. Alright, 1.15. Not that great. Culling Dice would be actually good in this deck. There's also Rusalka, which I was saying is something we actively want to be picking up. And we don't have one yet, so I think that's probably the pick. Culling Dice, I think we want one, since we just have lots of tokens so far, but I think the Rusalka is going to be a bit better here. Tezzeret, why can't you be worth more? Oh my god, Palakaworm. That card is not beatable by anything ever. Alright, throw out this whole token theme. We're just a Palakaworm deck now. What else is there? Bone Splinters? That'd be sweet if that wheeled. Alright. There is Aquastrand Spider. And basically like evolving. Well, it's Copper Carapace. I think we want the spider here. There's also Grillturf. Oh my god. And also I notice the packs are getting a bit cut off. So you haven't been able to see the right hand side pick this entire time, but let's hope I didn't pick any of those cards. Okay, Wolfbriar or Overwhelm. I think I've just got to take Wolfbriar here. Like, Overwhelm isn't... It's a pretty weak card, but it's good in our deck, but it's not an exciting card, whereas Wolfbriar is very much just an excellent Magic card. So I think we're just going for power over synergy here. Oh my god, reassembling skeleton and bone splinters. Yeah, I'm not passing this skeleton. Have bone splinters, Rusalka, Bloodthrone Vampire, and it works well with all of these things. I suppose there's a case to be made for bone splinters, since it's also fantastic, but I really like reassembling skeleton. Here there's nothing for us but a bunch of good cards. What's best against us? I don't think we'd ever really want two Simic Growth Chambers. Two, I could just hate the Shrivel, I guess. Sure. Ooh, scatter the seeds. Okay. I will scatter my seeds as much as possible. Happily. Ooh, another Scion. And a Cytoplast Rootkin, which is just a beefy card. I have spider, and this, I suppose. But yeah, Scion is just looking redonkulous in our deck. Well, there's culling dice, which I think we want over more redundant thingamajigs. And we already have enough Cavu Primarchs. It's possible we play that. Don't think we want the Bloodthrone Vampire. I'm happy with the fixing. Sure. Sure. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I passed up on 2 Bone Splinters, but I don't, like, we would obviously be happy with one, but with another one, but I think the deck's still looking good. What are we doing with the Spectral Procession? Ooh, that's a nice last pick there. A little bit of affinity hate. This set, it's really nice to have a whole bunch of excellent sideboard cards, and most decks do have that. Are we running both Necrogenesises? Genesi. Well, let's just start randomly moving some things around since we have a lot of cards. That's 24. Aqua Strand Spider is nice, but doesn't really fit the theme of the deck. We didn't really get an overrun effect, which would be nice. I mean, we always have Thrive if we're that desperate. Yes, so many reasonable cards that we could be playing. Like Necrogenesis is great, but I think we only want one. I kind of want the culling dice, just as a little bit of more of a way to turn all this into something useful, in case we don't really have one of our other enablers. I think we want both rampant growths, since we are kind of mana greedy with Palaka Worm, Wolfbriar Elemental, Plagued Risilka, and Chimeric Mass. It's also great to proliferate culling dice. That's fun times. Yeah. I mean, the only card I think I'm just not gonna run Spectral Possession, since I don't really want to splash a plains in this deck too much. And it's just always going to be 6 mana. So I think we'll try it like this. Okay, so we need basically a bunch of green for Blackworm and Wolfbriar Elemental, and also our Scions. And then, what do we need black for? Reassembling Skeleton and this little fellow is basically it. Otherwise, we only need one black. So we'll take that into account during our games. Yeah. So I think we do want the growth chamber, probably. And obviously the evolving wilds. Never cut an evolving wilds in my life. Would run all evolving wilds if I could. Primarch. Okay. Should we be running one of these is a question. So he's going to be 7/7 for 8 mana. Works great with these things. But we already have, I think we already have enough late game. It's like, what are we cutting for it? An Aquastrand Spider? Man, Blackworm is a great card. What about Chimeric Mass? How does that stack up against Primarch? I think Chimeric Mass is just basically always going to be better, and we can proliferate it. I mean, obviously there are some hands where we just accelerate out the fastest Primarch of our lives and smash face, but I think I'd prefer some consistency. Yeah, and Rootkin Ally also probably gonna end up being a bit better. They're both kind of mediocre though. Alright, I think we'll try that.